Hey everybody, I'm Jackson.
And I'm Lauren.
And this is Who It At?
The Masked Singer Podcast. Hey everybody, welcome back to
Who It At?
The Masked Singer Podcast.
Alrighty. Season 4, Episode 10.
The Super Six.
What a humdinger. That was a wild episode.
That was a wild episode.
So, if you don't know, which I'm sure you do because you're listening to us, 3 contestants got eliminated.
And if you can't tell, I'm angry.
There are some things to be angry about, and I think all of Lauren's anger is valid. We're going to talk about all of it. We have so much to discuss. Even though we're getting down to towards the end, only 2 episodes of The Masked Singer left. Only 2 more after this. That's sad.
Yeah, well, and one of them isn't even. It's a sing-along episode.
It's a sing-along.
That's next week,
which should be fun.
Hopefully we'll have lots of clues. We are still planning on doing a regular episode talking about it.
Oh yeah, it might be a little shorter. Ooh, maybe what we could do, and this depends on people listening and listening to what we ask of them. But maybe we could do like a half talk about the clues or whatever, and then half do like a audience questions sort of thing. Answer people's questions, whether about us, about what we think about the Masked Singer, etc., etc.
Yeah, maybe we can post some stuff on our social media, put some feelers out. So please don't embarrass us and respond,
Which,
or we'll be so sad.
We have yet to decide if that's going to be what we're going to do, so no embarrassment here.
We could also do some audience poll stuff in terms of Christmas songs you like.
Sure.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. But, so, if you have any questions for us, let's go ahead and get some feelers out. Do you want to
hear me sing All I Want for Christmas Is You, yes or no?
You should. Lauren has a great voice. But, if you have any questions for us, whether it be about Lauren or I, our personal lives, the Masked Singer, about our new podcasting producer, Bill the Podcasting Sloth.
Oh, we haven't talked about him on this show.
We actually haven't.
We talked about him on the Green Light.
Give Bill a quick little introduction.
So Bill, you can't see him right now because this is an audio show. But
it is an audio medium.
So basically, Jackson
Auditory.
and I, in case you couldn't tell, are dating.
Gross.
Big surprise.
Gross.
And it was 6 years this past Monday, so just a couple of days ago from when you're listening to this. And every single year, every holiday, Christmas, anniversary, whatever, I'm like, Jackson, I really don't need any more stuffed animals. I really don't.
And I never listen.
Exactly. He never listens to me. And so this anniversary, my new furry friend is Bill the Podcasting Sloth, who is basically just a sloth head with arms and legs sticking out of it, with earmuffs, which we're calling headphones.
Yeah, he's adorable. He's tiny.
He's so cute.
He fits right on our podcasting table.
And he like kind of sits up by himself.
Yeah,
which is very cute.
He's very independent. Bill is.
Yeah.
Which is why we made him producer. But so basically, all this to say, if you have any questions for us, you can email us at whoisthatpod@gmail.com. Or you can comment on any of our social media posts from now until next episode.
And we'll do at least one post, probably, like saying put your questions here.
Or if
maybe
you just
a couple of polls
for sure.
Twitter.
Or if you want to go to like an old episode and comment it on that, we'll see it. Just ask us questions, please.
Or you can also just DM us on Instagram or Twitter.
Exactly. Yeah. Do whatever however you can to contact us. Please do it. We would love to answer some audience questions about just anything.
Or you know what else you can do?
What else could they do?
You can write an iTunes review.
Whoa.
And put your questions there.
That's true. Hold on, let me check. Do some other housekeeping things.
Other housekeeping things. We did mention earlier, we have another podcast called The Green Light that we love.
Yes.
It is a podcast where we read new plays and screenplays by new writers mostly. It's kind of their unproduced newer works. So we just had a great script this past week. If you are listening to this, it's already out.
We have 2 new reviews, actually. So Cloud Fury, _42 said, "Great show. Been watching since season 1, and I have listened to every Masked Singer podcast, but this is my favorite. Whoa! At every other Masked Singer podcast. Get big, son. We win, homie.
At Bow Wow.
Yeah. They said, this is sad. # Team Seahorse.
Oh.
Okay, they said, P.S. I'm pretty sure the sun is Leanne Rimes and the seahorse is Tori Kelly. Well, we're going to talk about that. P.S. My sister thinks the jellyfish is Billie Eilish. What are your thoughts on her guess?
Interesting.
P.S. You should call your podcast the Masked Shows Podcast.
Because we're doing the Masked Dancer too.
Yeah, that's not bad.
True.
That is not bad. I feel like that would be solid for SEO. as well.
That's true. The masked shows.
Yeah.
The Masked Singers and Dancers, Celebrity Nicole Scherzinger, Ken Jeong podcast.
Yeah, exactly. So we have another one from Brittany Hart. We will actually... Let's go ahead and talk about her... Let's wait. Remind me to talk about her guess for Jellyfish when we get there.
Okay, great.
Jellyfish.
I also did want to say, someone was really sweet. So Spotify Wrapped has been happening where you can get kind of your top songs, artists, whatever of the year.
Yes.
And someone messaged us on Instagram and said that we were their most listened podcast of the year.
Yes. So shout out you, whoever.
Yeah. No, I believe her name was Michaela.
Should we say real names?
I don't think we should say username, but like first name, I don't think.
First name, I guess, is probably okay.
It's a big deal.
First name is probably okay. Let me Madeline.
Madeline.
So thank you, Madeline.
Should we cut that?
No.
I don't want her to know I didn't know her name.
No, Madeline, we do get a couple, at least a couple of messages and things like that. We very much appreciate you.
We really appreciate it. We're so glad you like the show.
Yes, of course. So now our second review. We've gone on for a little bit, but we love you all, and we appreciate, we love you when you love us.
You're the best.
Transactional love.
Anyway, if you want to know any questions about us, if you want to tell us your favorite Christmas song, any of that cool stuff,
yes,
leave us an iTunes review, comment, DM us, email us, whatever you want.
One more iTunes review. Love, says Brittany Hart. I listen to every week to the show. I like it better than the official podcast. Suck it, Bow Wow. You guys send me such good vibes, especially during this stressful time as a stay-at-home mom of 3. You guys always give me my escape for just a little while. 3 heart eyes emojis. Aww. Well, thank you, Brittany. We're so glad that we can give you this escape. And as someone who has a mother, I respect you very much. So
yeah, I am a child of 3 children.
True, of three girls.
My mom would relate. Yeah.
Yes, I have a brother. So I have one other sibling. So not exactly. But yes, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for everyone who listens to this show. You're awesome. You're the best. Much. Let's dive in.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Super 6. So we started off the show with a group number.
Take on Me.
With everyone.
Take on me. Take on me.
All right. But you don't listen to this show to hear us sing. You watch the show to watch celebrities in masks sing. And us talk about it. Anyway, so all of our contestants came out holding, well, I guess they were just backup dancers holding street signs for a clue for each of them. So here's what they were. Here's a rundown. Talking Court for Mushroom, Early Riser Road for Sun, Soul Street, Seahorse, Ups and Downs for Jellyfish, Lasso Lane for Popcorn, and Jeans Block for Crocodile.
Yep. And we will get to what some of those might mean in a bit, but that's what we got. I liked the performance. Take on Me is a great song.
I love the harmonies.
Yeah.
It was great.
I think it's a great opener. Take
on
Me.
We were kind of saying with our house, like, oh, they realized, hey, we have some real singers.
Yeah.
At this point.
Exactly. I don't think they've ever.
Good number.
I don't think they've ever harmonized before on a group number.
Not to this level.
Yeah.
This was definitely the best.
Yeah, for sure.
I really enjoyed this.
Take on Me is also the ending. Shout out to another podcast, which they have so many more listeners than us. They're like one of the biggest podcasts out there. Pardon my take. At the end of every episode, they play Take on Me or a version of that. Sports podcast, so if you like that, check them out if you haven't already.
They're not our competition. They're not in the same category.
They are not, because they are far bigger than us.
True. We're not even in a category.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I wrote this down, and I just want to plant this seed that will sprout later in the episode because we're going to talk about it. So this episode was structured still in a way where it was like within the group. So Group A versus Group A, Group B versus Group C, Group C versus Group C. So like all of it was still within groups, even though they technically were combined as the Super 6. Just know we're going to talk a lot about that in this episode.
We are going to talk a lot about that.
Yes.
I may have thrown things during this episode.
Lauren can confirm.
I definitely did throw things during this episode.
So we had a guest. We had a special guest, Craig Robinson.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. We kind of knew it was him because, you know, even though they acted like it was a new announcement, his announcement about him hosting The Masked Dancer has been out for a while.
And they did promo for him like last episode, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
I've seen it as a commercial somewhere. I've
definitely seen him on commercials.
Whenever I watch football games, there's also always commercials for The Masked Singer, so I might have just also seen it on there, but still, it's been out there.
But yeah, he was so good.
Craig Robinson has an incredible voice.
He sang "I Will Survive," and he also played the piano.
And he sort of took his own twist on it, did his own little spin.
He did.
It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. If you don't know Craig Robinson, a comedian, most commonly probably known for The Office. That's where I know him
Daryl.
most intimately. Done a bunch of movies, but yes, going to be the host of The Masked Dancer, which is coming out in just a mere 3 or 4 weeks or so.
Yeah, honestly, we've talked a little bit about this. I really don't know how it's going to be in terms of trying to guess people purely based on dancing, but I am on board just because of Craig Robinson and the panel.
Craig Robinson, Ken Jeong, Ashley Tisdale. I love that.
Who else is even on there? Does it matter?
Brian Austin Green. And
that's right.
Am I right in saying Paula Abdul?
Yeah. I'm like 99% sure Paula Abdul's on there.
What a career she's had of hosting shows. Just interesting. But yes, so excited for that. We're gonna continue this show through that show.
Yeah.
That is our lifeline to continue.
Even though I really did contemplate quitting everything for a minute and breaking all of our equipment.
Lauren did, and she would have been valid in
We'll get there. You might know
feelings,
which moment I'm talking about.
Invalid in wanting to break this equipment because we also have another podcast and
that would
this
be
equipment
be bad.
Is relatively
we did pay
expensive.
For it. Anyway.
Yes.
Okay, before we get to the contestants' performances and clues and stuff.
Nick Cannon outfit rating?
Yeah, let's talk about Nick Cannon.
Okay,
I didn't see the cape he was wearing this week, to be honest. I was dealing with some chicken in the oven that I accidentally left in there for 2.5 hours.
The remainder of the episode,
because
when she was supposed to take it out
that
at the beginning.
I forgot about everything else besides the Masked Singer.
That's fair. There were a lot of feelings.
But anyway, Nick Cannon was wearing a gold jacket with black leaves embroidered on it. It had that I don't know what the neckline is called, where the lapels kind of cross like a bathrobe.
A V-neck.
Well, okay. But I thought this was an odd jacket, mostly because whenever they kind of showed a wider shot of Nick, it almost looked like it was a women's cut. Like it kind of went out a little bit at the hips. It was a little odd.
Nick has birthing hips. You know this about we know this about Nick Cannon.
We also had sparkly gold loafers, which was pretty nice.
Liked it. I like the I don't know what I'm saying. I like the bold move it took to wear that, is pretty much what I'm saying.
It reminded me, speaking
of
The Office, of the episode where Michael accidentally wears a women's blazer.
A good episode. There are many good episodes.
Good episode.
But I didn't really notice the cut. It didn't necessarily bother me as much as it bothered you. Once again, Nick surprised me, throw me for a loop. This one threw me for a loop. If it was a women's cut, good for him.
I mean, yeah.
Good for him.
People can wear whatever they want.
Yeah.
It just looked a little strange considering that everything he usually wears is obviously, made for him, cut for him. This looked like just the fit was a little weird.
Yeah, I still thought it was a fit, so I'm going to rate this 8.7.
Really?
Yeah.
I gave it a 5 out of 10.
Lauren.
And that was only for the loafers. The loafers are in that 5.
Lauren, harsh today on Nick Cannon. Lauren is at a dark place.
I'm going to be harsh. Okay, I am in a dark place.
Lauren is in a dark place.
Speaking of outfits, Nicole.
Yeah.
Nicole, you are a beautiful woman.
She is.
You usually have great fits, but today you were wearing something gaudy on the level of Jenny McCarthy. I don't know what that clashy red sequin number is, but I looked at it for 2 hours and it never got better.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't bother me as much as it bothered you.
Sorry, I really just, I let loose some zingers there in a second. I don't know what came over me.
Yeah. Lauren is heated, but I didn't mind it. Once again, as you said, Nicole is a beautiful woman, so
it's just, it
sort of stopped there for me.
It would have been okay if it looked like the top and the bottom went together.
The reds did clash a bit.
But they really clashed.
I think it was mostly the color.
It was like deep red, it was like almost wine color, and then like
orange.
Orange, yeah, like scarlet.
Yeah.
It was odd.
Nicole, you can wear whatever you want, and I won't care. So this is me talking to you directly. Okay,
anyway,
let's jump in because we have
we have 6 performances.
We have 6 performances. Now, granted, one thing that I will say about this episode was very light on the clues, so we won't necessarily have to talk about that a lot. We're also towards a point in the season where we kind of have some guesses almost locked in.
Yeah, and the judges actually guessed all of
everyone
our guesses
who we were
for
thinking.
These people.
Yes, which is interesting to do on this episode.
Because it's like the next to last real episode.
So it's like at this point we feel like we've already heard who we think everyone is. But let's go ahead. I say we structure it kind of like how they did. We talk about the pairs.
I agree.
Then we talk about who got out. And then we talk... Should we go full in and talk about who it was at that point?
I think so.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
So we
I
don't
like
have to
that.
do all the eliminations at the end.
I love it. Okay.
All right.
So we started off with Group B, actually.
Yeah.
As our face-off between Seahorse and Crocodile. Seahorse went first, singing That's What I Like by Bruno Mars. Lauren, what did you think of Seahorse's performance?
I thought that she sounded great. I think that she really just said, I'm going to do my own thing for the last half of this, and she just riffed, and, I love it. She's a great riffer. The person who I now know it is used to just think it was. Yeah, she's fantastic. However, I think that it wasn't enough of a showstopper.
Yep.
I think that if she would have saved My Heart Will Go On for tonight, things would have ended differently.
Yeah. She talked about at the beginning about trying to expand and trying to dance. I think that might have hurt her, especially in the first half of the song. I feel like she was kind of focused on getting the moves right, which, I mean, they were good, they were fine. I don't think they stood out. Like
I don't think it was worth the sacrifice.
This performance would have been the same for me, whether she danced through it or not. I don't think it was enough to make a difference, personally.
I agree.
And so I think it sort of hurt her. The song choice was fine. Once again, when she got to riff, it was obviously incredible. But yeah, I don't know. It just, like you said, it just wasn't this What is wrong with me? Lauren, look at me. What is wrong with me?
I think you are more upset than you're letting on.
Maybe. Or Lauren's projecting. But you're right. It was not the show-stopping performance that she needed. And as we saw, later, we'll talk about.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that was her performance.
Any new clues?
All right.
I have it pulled up.
I also just wrote, we're obviously going to talk about this more. They really aren't making this a Super Six. Why are they still in groups? Question mark, exclamation point?
Yeah. Let's talk about that after we talk about Crocodile.
Okay, yeah.
But
yeah,
some of these clues...
the clue was there was a telescope. That was
Yes.
her big clue.
Yes.
And then also she had an association with Nick.
Yes. Pretty much. Once again, the only real clues were at the end. That like super secret clue, and then who they were connected to. There weren't really any others that stood out. The judges' guesses at the beginning were Kesha, Sia, and Tori Kelly. More on that later. All right, moving on to Crocodile's performance. Crocodile sang "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing" by Aerosmith. Do you mind if I start on this one?
Sure.
I really enjoyed this performance. I think Crocodile I think it was a smarter song choice than what Seahorse chose.
I agree with that.
I think that's part of why he made it really well. Ready? We can talk about it at this point because we've talked about both of them a little bit.
Yeah.
Crocodile is the one who advanced to the finals. Congratulations, Crocodile.
Yeah, congratulations, Crocodile. Okay. I think this is the moment to get into it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I am just so disappointed that they structured this and kept them competing against their groups. I thought maybe what they would do is because it was a longer episode, I thought maybe they'd have all 6 of them go and then maybe say, okay, these 2 are going straight to the finals. The other 4 have to show down. The bottom 3 are getting eliminated.
Sure.
I thought it would be something like that. But the thing is, because they kept them in groups, you had these really stellar performers, Seahorse and Croc, having to go head to head.
Yeah.
Whereas... We'll talk about Group C later.
Well,
but it's just. I think. I don't.
You
I
talk
don't know.
about it now. You can talk a little bit about it now.
I just think that it's like, it's just so annoying that these, Group B is so competitive, and it really was
by far the most competitive.
Either of their game. I don't know how.
It was anyone's game in Group.
It was anyone's game in Group B.
Yeah.
And I just think that if the competition had been more open across the 6 contestants, then they both would have made it to the finals.
Yeah, I agree. I think with this structure, in my opinion, you don't have the best 3 moving on.
I agree.
You have 2 you have 1 who obviously
we all knew,
and then you had who I thought, and Lauren and I both thought was a shoo-in for the finals, who was going home in Seahorse.
Yeah.
And you have Crocodile moving on, of course. Which once again, I really enjoyed Crocodile's performance. I personally, I think they've gotten better. I think they've probably shown the most range out of everyone. I'm excited to see their final performance. And once again, I love their performance tonight. I love that song. I think they did it very well.
It's just heartbreaking to me that Seahorse had to be eliminated, and it was also heartbreaking to see Serpent eliminated.
Yeah.
You know, I really wish we could have taken this down to a final 9.
Yeah.
Competed on 2 separate nights of 5 and 4, kind of like we've done previously.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen.
Well, and it's wild too, because it's like Group B had 2 people who at the beginning of the season I thought were going to be in the final 3 who are now out before the finals.
Which is crazy.
This season has just, from a talent perspective, has gone very differently, and I think that's partially because there's such a high talent level overall that it's like,
it
okay,
really is anyone's game more than we expected.
Yes, exactly, and it more comes down to performance by performance. You have to choose a song that's good for you, that's gonna wow the judges, especially at this point in the game.
Yeah.
After this, there's one performance, and for some people, there's no performances.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to treat this like it's your final performance in a way, and I don't know if everyone did that. Unfortunately, I don't know. I mean,
I don't think Seahorse did that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Again, I think she should have just saved My Heart Will Go On.
I think she was banking on the dancing being more impressive than it ended up being, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Once again, I love Tori Kelly. Whoops.
Well,
you probably
spoiler,
probably know Tori Kelly was revealed as the Seahorse, as we had guessed before.
Lots of people changed their guesses to Tori Kelly right at the last minute.
They've been listening.
Including Craig Robinson.
They've been listening to the show, eh? Sorry,
brain.
Bow Wow. Nicole listens to us. Shout out Nicole if you're listening. But you know, it's tough. It's really tough to see Seahorse go. And at first I was okay with it because I really liked Crocodile and I wanted them to go. But as the night wore on, I was really, really sad that Seahorse is going home. Tori Kelly is going home.
Yeah, so that was the moment where I threw my pen across the room and said, I hate this show.
Yes.
Lauren, I don't hate this show. I'm just so sad.
I had to hold her back from breaking the TV.
I did not. No,
she
didn't.
started to attack 3 of our housemates.
No, I didn't.
She was foaming at the mouth aggressively.
I think this is legally slander.
Maybe. I'll see you in court, Missy. But yeah, so that was our Group B. Once again, they said we've already had the Group B finals, but that kind of really was the Group B finals.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, because they didn't split it up, it's really like we just saw the Group A, B, and C finals tonight.
Yeah, it's just
know?
like, why tease us like that? Why do us if you're not going to break them up?
If you're not really bringing them all together.
And I do wonder if it had something to do with COVID protocols or something like that. I don't know. I just don't know why.
It's just like,
they
agreed to be in the room with these people and only these people. I don't know.
Especially when you consider just the level of talent, unless they were just expecting more like from Group C. And I think we got a little more tonight from Group C.
Yeah.
But I don't think we got enough to warrant both Serpent and Seahorse leaving when they did compared to everyone else on this
I
on this show.
absolutely agree.
We miss you, Dr. Elvis. We'll miss you, Tori Kelly. Do you have any final guess or any final comments about Seahorse or any guesses for Crocodile?
So they did actually guess Nick Carter this week.
They did.
Which I don't remember. I think they've guessed Nick Carter before, haven't they? But yeah,
think so.
He's kind of been our guest from the get.
Yeah.
They also talked about another Nick, who was not our housemate Nick.
Nick Lachey.
Yeah, Nick Lachey.
Yeah.
They also talked about him guest starring on The Office, which he didn't do.
and I want to pose this to you all because I talked about it with our house and I thought it was just a funny idea. What if just the Masked Singer, like Nick Cannon, all of the panelists, everyone, what if they legitimately ran with the idea that Nick Lachey was on The Office? Like they were dead serious with it, especially with Craig Robinson being on there, someone on the show.
And he was like, yeah, I remember.
And he was like, yeah, I remember.
And then all of us would have just been like, is this like some kind of Mandela effect thing?
We also said, like, what if they were just saying that he was Jim on The Office? Someone like a huge character. And they were like, yeah, I remember Jim on The Office, Nick Lachey. And we're like, we're just sitting at home like, are you kidding me? Like, the biggest gaslight of all time. And like it would just be funny, especially right now. I don't know.
Funny.
Maybe that's just me, but I think that would be interesting. I also think it would be funny, and it might give it away too much, but if they said that Crocodile's connection to the panel is with Nick, just because they share a name.
Oh, that would be funny.
I think it would be funny.
That would be really funny.
But once again, that might be too on the nose. We also talked about what if everyone's connection was with Nick, and then like that would be funny because it'd be harder to narrow down. But
yeah, usually they do like everybody but Ken.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of usually the bit.
Exactly. But Yeah. Any more
right.
thoughts? We still think it's Nick Carter. My guesses haven't really changed.
Yeah,
for
my
him.
guesses haven't changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have not recovered from that elimination.
Yep.
It was heart-wrenching. It was gutting.
Yeah.
But I guess we will move on.
Our heart will go on.
No, it won't.
We should have
We
saved
already
that.
had an episode
We
called
should have
that.
saved that for this
We
week.
really should have. We just thought she was going to the finals.
Yeah, we didn't think we would have to do that. So that's
Anyway,
pretty sad.
all
Alrighty.
right.
So that was
Moving
Group
on
B.
to Group C.
The Group C, an interesting order they did it. BCA.
Well, they had to save Sun.
They did. But yeah, so they went with Group C next, which was Mushroom versus Jellyfish. Mushroom went first. Mushroom sang, I know the song, Valerie by Amy Winehouse. Lauren, what did you think of Shroom's performance?
Oh, I'm tired. We just watched 2 hours of The Masked Singer.
I thought that was your, talking about his performance. Like,
no. Oh, no. I'm not going to be that mean. No, I mean, I thought it was, I thought it was fine.
Okay. This was my favorite Mushroom performance.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that his SmackDown from last time was still my favorite of his.
Here's my thing with Mushroom is we talked about this last week about how we just didn't feel like Mushroom was giving it all and or was just doing something different every week, so we didn't really we didn't feel like we got to see the real Mushroom.
But it wasn't something different every week like Crocodile does.
Correct.
In terms of showing range. It was something different in terms of hiding himself, not giving his all, basically.
This felt more like he was A, giving it all, and B, just felt more comfortable up there.
Yeah, this felt more like his real natural voice.
Yeah, and I liked it. I thought, once again,
I liked it, yeah.
if he would have had 4 performances that were in this voice, I probably think I'd like him more. To be honest,
I think
I
like
might
him
not
more.
be as angry that
I gotta
about
say,
the
while the
circumstances.
falsetto was impressive, it was not pleasant to listen to.
I didn't think I think it was kind of a similar situation to with Seahorse for me with the dancing, is that I think they expected it to impress more, and at least for me it didn't.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I think that was the gimmick for the times they did it.
Yeah.
And it was just like, once again, that's impressive. It wasn't necessarily as smooth as I would like. If you're gonna sing a song entirely in falsetto, it wasn't necessarily as smooth as I would like it to be.
Yeah.
I don't know, but this one was good.
No, I mean, I thought Mushroom's performance was good.
I got many flashbacks to hearing a cappella groups in college sing that song. one of my good friends in college actually sang that song many times, and so I just got flashbacks to that. Yeah. Shout out Parker if you're listening. You probably aren't.
I figured it was Parker.
But yeah.
Okay, so with clues, there was an alarm clock pointing to 3 o'clock.
Yes.
There was also you called it, I'll give you credit, a Russian nesting safe.
Thank you. So yes, a big safe to start, a tiny safe inside of it, and then their connection was to Robin.
Yes.
So
yeah,
shall we talk about who we think this is? Because it's a little deviation from the norm, at least someone I want to talk about. So obviously we've been talking about Jordan Fisher. They guessed Jordan Fisher on this week, kind of a bit of confirming our suspicions. However, I can't remember who did it, but someone commented on our Instagram, shout out to you if that was you, about a little singer named Aloe Black. Aloe Black has had a few big songs, including I Need a Dollar and The Man. 2 very good songs. I really like Aloe Black.
Okay. I don't really know who that is. He's the one who's like, I'm the man. That one?
No.
Is that him? Never mind. Different man.
I'm the man.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yes, I am. Yeah, that one.
Wow, I just
you went somewhere
outed
else.
myself as stupid on this show.
Listen. It's not the first time. Anyways, I'm kidding. Lauren's in a vulnerable place. No, stop. All right.
That was me smashing everything.
Yes, it was. And I did a very small amount of research because I didn't want to do too much before, because I was like, ooh, if they did get out and it is this person, I will out myself.
We'd already had one surprise.
Yes, exactly. So, but Aloe Black, there was many Hamilton clues. He was on the Hamilton mixtape, which is interesting. There are a bunch of other clues that I've seen people talk about, but I don't know any of them off the top of my head, unfortunately. However, I just want to talk about like tone and just vocal quality. There were a few times tonight where I was like, that could be Aloe Black, maybe. Overall, I don't think. I would describe Aloe Black's voice as a little bit richer than Mushroom's. I think it's
and especially because when Mushroom did his performance tonight, it sounded like that was where he was comfortable.
Exactly.
And that doesn't seem like that's where Aloe Green is comfortable.
Say that again?
That doesn't seem like that's where Aloe Green is.
His name's Aloe Black, Lauren.
Oh, sorry.
I've said his name 67 times. You said it with so much confidence. Oh my god. Folks, being in the room with that was something else. It might be funny to you right now, but Lauren just saying Aloe Green with such confidence and looking at me like I was a fool when I didn't say anything.
I don't know what was going in my head, like CeeLo Green, maybe? I don't know.
That was good. That was good. I was like, is she going to say it again, or was that a one-time slip-up? No, that was in her mind. That was in the deep, dark recesses of Lauren's mind. She knows someone named Aloe Green intimately.
When you said Aloe Black, it's also my first thought was Aleister Black, the wrestler.
Okay, that's different.
Unrelated. I don't know.
And how'd you make that? You jump from that to Aloe Green. Anyways, that's fine. It's a possibility that it's Aloe Black. I think that would be fun. That would be interesting because that's something that we haven't seen.
A mystery man, Aloe Green.
A mystery man, Aloe Green. Aloe Green. If someone out there is listening whose name is Aloe Green, please hit us up. Please hit us up because we need to know you. But yes, some of the judges' guesses. Excuse me. Jaden Smith, Jordan Fisher, as we mentioned, Leslie Odom Jr. and Keegan-Michael Key.
Leslie Odom Jr. No.
Yeah,
if anyone was going to be Leslie Odom Jr., it was going to be Serpent.
Keegan-Michael Key, if you haven't seen the movie Jingle Jangle, go watch it. It's a very fun time, but that's not Keegan-Michael Key's voice.
Yeah, he sings in Jingle Jangle, and it's not like this.
And he's good. He's good, but he is not like this. Jaden Smith, I think, is interesting. Robin has been on that for many, many weeks.
A long time.
And I don't know if it's right. I could see the character that Mushroom is doing being something that Jaden Smith would do.
Yeah.
I don't know if the voice matches. If Mushroom comes out and raps in the finale, then I'll be like, that might be Jaden Smith. Also, you kind of went there, and I kind of respect you for it. But probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our next person. Our next contestant.
Yes.
Shall we?
Jellyfish.
Jellyfish saying Stay by Rihanna. Do you mind if I start with this one?
You started with the last one.
Not with Mushroom.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
I thought you did. Maybe that was Crocodile.
I did. I wanted to start with Crocodile. You start with Jellyfish.
Okay. This was definitely my favorite performance of Jellyfish's. She has gotten better every time.
I agree.
And after watching this, I was like, I kind of want her to go to the finals instead of Mushroom.
Yes.
Even though I still, of course, would have preferred that, again, they just brought all the groups together.
Sure.
And it would have been Sun, Seahorse, and
it would have just been a bloodbath.
Maybe Crocodile.
Yeah. I agree. I very much like this performance. I thought it was the most heart she's shown. Once again, last week was great that she did, but I thought this was the most heart that she has shown. She had some
great, she sounded really steady on her high mixes.
She sounded very good.
Yeah.
This is easily, I think, the best she sounded. And it is sad too, right? Because from what we know of the people who made it into the final three, most of them have some sort of, or a lot of singing experience, actually, not even some sort of.
Yeah, well, all three of them definitely are trained.
Yeah, and granted, with a season full of trained singers, it would be very hard for someone who is not a trained singer to make it, but that's why I think it would have made Jellyfish's journey so special. But at the same time, finding out who Jellyfish is, they can't be too good at too many things, which they are, and makes me angry.
No, but I mean, I do feel like,
yes.
Because it is a singing show.
Yes.
Of course, I think it should be best voices first, as opposed to backstory first. Especially because we kind of talked about this. On shows like American Idol, they'll have all kinds of sad stories with the contestants and things like, oh, well, this has been my dream, and they talk about hardships they've gone through in their lives.
Yeah.
All these people are rich and famous. So, they're doing okay.
They're
doing fine.
Not too many hardships. Not saying that rich, famous people don't have hard times, but at the same time, it's not that, like their career isn't riding on this,
Right, yeah.
For the most part. Some of the clues were there was an Eiffel Tower, and their connection was to Ken in their safe.
Yes. They said that they have not met Ken, but they sure tried.
Yes, correct. So I think we could talk at this point. Well, let's say some of the judges' guesses. Chloe Kim, Charlie XCX, Grimes, Gabby Douglas, Michaela Maroney, Sophia Richie, Yara Shahidi, Daisy Ridley, and Addison Rae were all guests.
Were those all guests tonight? I feel like some of them, like Charlie XCX, Wasn't Guess Tonight.
They were brought up as like some of their original, like their first guesses.
Okay.
But it ended up being, as you probably know by now, Chloe Kim. So
Jackson's guess.
we were kind of on that. We kind of sniffed that one out early. And
listens to the show. Hi, Ken.
Hi. Hello, Ken. Please blink twice if you're listening to this right now. But no,
he won't see it.
Well, I'll know. It was great. I really enjoyed Chloe Kim. She was very charming with her mask off.
Yeah.
Like she was really cool.
She had a whole thing where she was like, Ken, I DM'd you and said, I think you're so funny 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And you left me undelivered.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll go home and reply right now.
Yeah, no, she seemed really chill.
Yeah, she seemed really cool.
She is very accomplished. Olympic gold medalist, as we know. Winner of 3 ESPYs. Winner of 4 X Games gold medals.
Part of the
She's
blue package.
20 years old.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She is 20 years old.
I'm an old woman compared to Chloe Kim.
I will say, I was right on those 4 X's in the tic-tac-toe being about the X Games.
That was impressive. That was very good.
Good job. Good job
there.
me patting myself on the back as we speak aggressively. But no, yeah, Chloe, it was cool once again in this season full of singers. While I get why they weren't on the final 3, very cool to see them make the Super 6, because everyone else in the Super 6 was a trained singer for many years.
Yeah.
For the most part. So it was very cool to see Chloe Kim go out there, strut her stuff, make it past some other trained singers, actually.
Yeah.
I'm sure Dr. Elvis is trained, though he's first trained to be a doctor. Who else has gotten out that's probably a trained singer? Bob Saget, of course, a trained singer. No, I'm kidding. I am kidding.
Oh, gosh. Wow, who even got out? I mean, I don't know. Busta Rhymes is a rapper.
Busta Rhymes is a rapper.
Very good. First elimination.
Yeah, true.
Probably got out because he had places to be. But
that's
still.
what we assume. We miss you, Busta.
Gosh, who else even got out this season?
Maybe it wasn't, because there was Bob Saget, Lonzo Ball,
Brian Austin Green, Mickey Rourke.
Oh, Clint Black and Lisa Hartman.
Oh, true.
2 trained singers.
Yeah, that's true.
A country legend. Then Group C, Paula Inca.
Yeah, Paul Inca, absolutely.
Also a trained singer. So good for you, Jellyfish.
Famous singer. Yeah.
Good for you, Chloe Kim. Come on the pod to discuss. You're 20, we're 23, so age gap is not too far. Yes, maybe we'll DM Chloe Kim. And then when we're on The Masked Singer,
we'll be like, you left us undelivered 5 years ago.
At this point, she is a judge on the show. That's where her career is.
That's in our world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any more comments on Mushroom Jellyfish, the Group B finals? Really?
No, not really. I mean, yeah, I'm sad
Group
to see
C
Jellyfish
finals.
go.
Excuse me. Me too.
Because she's definitely brought her A game, more and more every single performance.
Yeah.
So you're great, Chloe Kim. Also, just wanted to say, I don't think Mushroom would have made it to the finals if we had brought all the groups together. Anyway.
I think I agree. Once again, Mushroom, if there are Mushroom stands out there, we respect you. We respect you. Oh, yeah. Jelly, we needed to talk about Jellyfish, the person, the reviews guests. Her sister thinks Jellyfish is Billie Eilish.
Yes.
I like that. I think the color scheme fits. Obviously,
definitely
we know now it's not.
Fits. There were definitely some Billie Eilish clues,
especially in that first clue package. Yeah. I do. One thing that I will say, I think Billie Eilish's voice sounds a little different. However, I would like to see Billie Eilish on The Masked Singer, because I feel like she would do something different with her voice that we're not used to.
Well, because we're used to this very kind of like mumbly singing that she does.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I think if this had turned out to be Billie Eilish, it would have been impressive just because it's so different from what she normally does.
Exactly, yeah. And I think that could have maybe led to the first few performances being not necessarily as strong, because maybe it wasn't something that she was as comfortable singing in.
Yeah.
Or at least comfortable singing in front of a lot of people in. So
yeah.
We like that guess a lot, but as we know now, it is Chloe Kim.
Yes.
All right. Moving on to Group A, the Group A finals, Sun versus Popcorn. This one wasn't close, but we'll talk about it anyways.
There was actually a Billie Eilish song in this mix.
There was. But
right.
we're going to talk about Popcorn first.
Yes.
Popcorn saying Better Be Good to Me by Tina Turner.
All right, so I just want to say something real quick.
Yeah.
Jackson got the bright idea to turn the captions off, because otherwise we would get it spoiled, like who was going home or whatever, a half second before.
Correct, and we
which
can't have
I
that.
totally understand. I'm not wanting that. But without those subtitles, I cannot understand anything, and especially when Popcorn's saying, yeah, I understood the word devotion out of that.
So
that was all.
I don't know if y'all have seen this. It's been going around. There's this viral video of this Italian band or Italian singers sort of making a United States pop song. I think this is from like the 60s or something. And they made a song that's totally a bop. And you listen to it and you're like, this is really good. And you're like, you look up the lyrics.
Wonder what the lyrics are.
And it's literally gibberish. It's nonsense. But it sounds like a real song. That is what Popcorn's performance was like tonight.
Yeah, I really did not understand a word, but it sounded great, you know?
Well,
she showed her age a little bit in this one. But she had some pretty great high notes at the end.
She did.
It was solid.
Sure.
Again, for someone who is, a little older than the rest of our contestants.
Yeah.
That are at least remaining.
She probably showed her age here a little bit. I think this was not one of my favorite performances of hers.
I agree. But it was still solid.
The dancers were cool.
It made sense that she was in the final 6.
I can't remember what the dancers did, but I said they were dope, so I assume they were dope.
I would agree.
Yes.
I would tend to agree.
Let's quick.
They had some kind of cool blazers on.
Yeah, sure. So let's see some of the clues. The stop sign was her clues.
Yes.
And a connection was to Jenny in her safe.
Yes. She said, I have definitely talked to you, Jenny, but never about the fact that we're both published authors.
Yes. They are. What book did Jenny McCarthy write?
Something about anti-vaxxing, probably.
How to be an anti-vaxxer. Burn that book. Vaccinate your children, please.
Please.
Dear God, vaccinate yourselves. Especially now.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I don't think we need to talk more about that right now. I wrote down her performance even before Sun went. Sun was never in any doubt in this one.
Yeah.
I think that was the one person who we knew.
Yeah, that was the one that we were like, there is no toss-up with this.
No one can take them down. I don't care who it is. Like, they're not going to beat them in a one-on-one.
Well, and I just think also, especially now that Seahorse is out.
Sun's winning.
Yeah,
there's no doubt.
There's no one who can compete with Sun.
There is...
Like, Mushroom and Crocodile could never.
Crocodile... The only thing I could see potentially shining some doubt is if Crocodile does a really big, like, performance.
Sure.
Like has a bunch of dancing, has, like, a whole production.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to win it. I think let's talk about Sun's performance now.
Yeah. So Sun did, what is it? It's
When the Party's
Over by Billie Eilish. And she did it, so there was, like, a tiny bit of strings in the background, but it was pretty much a cappella.
It was, yeah.
Which is, like, definitely a power move, just because, you do have to have a pretty good sense of musicality and pitch to be able to stay in key and without any music in the background.
She was not off 1 second. She was on the whole time. That is a performance that it's not necessarily the flashiest, it's not like her first performance.
Yeah.
Which we love, of course. The more I think about it, the more I love it. I love the production behind her. It was very simple. It was like
raining.
It was like earthy, if you will. That was the most control a singer has had over their voice, on The Masked Singer for sure. I think ever, and I think it was just a really, really good and powerful performance.
I gotta be honest, I think in terms of control, Tori Kelly's My Heart Will Go On, I think is better. However, like, I just think that, I don't know, I just, like, am not that impressed by a cappella singing and riffs and doing a couple, like,
I will say overall, I also do not like a cappella singing. However, sorry all of my friends who were once in a cappella.
No, but I mean, I don't know, it's just, like, I think that this was a good choice for her because it was obviously enough for her to get to the finals. And I think that doing this very stripped down performance definitely opened the door for her to do another kind of powerhouse number for the finale, which is definitely a smart choice.
Yeah.
Because I think she definitely needs to go back and do something that at least matches her first performance, which she has not done yet.
Sure. This one was just, it was very unique. Like,
it was definitely unique.
People have had performances similar to this. People have had stripped down performances of things. To do this a cappella, that moment at the end where there was just silence, like, that moment I don't think I've seen on The Masked Singer. Like, I truly...
I'm not sure what you mean.
I know you were not as impressed with his performance as I was, but there was just, like, the moment at the end where she just stopped singing and there was silence. I just felt like... I just felt that moment intently.
Okay.
I don't know. I think this just... This performance was a power move. This performance was...
It was a power move, for
I
sure.
can do whatever I want, and I can do it at an incredibly high level, and at a level that no one else can touch. And once again, Tori Kelly's performance of My Heart Will Go On was very incredible as well. There have been other performances this season that have been incredible, and including some of Sun's performances. But I think this really was a statement. It was a statement performance, a statement win by her, saying...
I agree that it was a statement performance, and I still absolutely agree that she deserved to win this showdown between her and Popcorn.
Sure.
Like, no question.
Yeah.
It's just like, I did not feel this performance on the level that it seems like all of you guys did.
Sure. You were still upset, granted.
I'm still upset.
At all the goings on.
That has nothing to... my mind is clear.
Okay.
How dare you? What are you saying? You're a woman. You get upset easily. That's what I heard.
Okay. You know that's not what I'm saying.
I know.
You know that's not what I'm saying. How dare you do that? But as I am actively putting a woman on a pedestal and saying her performance was incredible. Anyways.
No, yeah, I thought Leanne Rimes was great. I'm glad that they at least didn't do the thing that I was afraid of, where they would put Seahorse and Sun against each other.
Yeah.
I just wish they would have opened it up with all the people together in one big group of 6.
I agree.
That's all.
I think that would have been the best idea.
Yeah.
But unfortunately that did not happen.
Yes.
And as we know, as we could have guessed, Sun beat out Popcorn. Popcorn went home, and Popcorn...
Well, actually, no, I want to say something real quick. They came out with the vault guesses for Popcorn.
Yes.
And even though Popcorn had just done a Tina Turner song,
yes,
like 3 of them stuck with... Well, I guess 2 of them stuck with their guess of Tina Turner. Why would you do that? She just sang a Tina Turner song.
Tina Turner says, listen, I'm singing my own stuff, and you can get over it.
And that's it.
That would be a power move. I would respect that a lot.
That would be a power move. I would respect it. But yeah, no, it was not Tina Turner. It was...
Taylor Dane.
Taylor Dane.
Someone who we had also guessed before. Yeah. Taylor Dane, another one of those people who sounded a lot better without their mask, at least this performance specifically, when she did it afterwards. Still very good. I think
Tori Kelly sounded like, of course she sounded great with the mask, but like she just sounded freer without it.
Oh, for sure. Well, once again, especially with this performance, trying to dance with that on.
Yeah.
Must have been incredibly difficult. Thanks. Yeah. Popcorn's costume was dope.
Yeah, I agree.
Even without the head, it's still pretty sweet.
We were also saying, I never really noticed that the popcorn like went all the way behind the neck, like a collar almost.
Yeah.
So that was very cool.
It was really cool. Yeah, that was Popcorn went out. We are down to our final 3. Do you have any more comments about Popcorn or Sun?
I am excited for Sun to blow us out of the water. I think that if Seahorse had still been on the competition, it would be a much closer competition.
Yeah.
And I'm disappointed that Seahorse is out.
I definitely am.
But again, I'm excited to see another Crocodile performance. I'm very excited for another Sun performance, and Mushroom will be fine. Mushroom, blow me away. This is your chance.
You have to. You have to.
to.
I would also be a little disappointed if it was Aloe Black, just because I really like Aloe Black as a performer, as a singer, and if, just to know he hasn't been given it us all would be disappointing for me. But
I know one of our housemates will really
very much
wants this to be Jordan Fisher, and definitely was
Jordan
the one
Fisher
who introduced us to
the
Jordan Fisher guest.
So Jordan Fisher, if you blow our minds, please. We would love to be surprised.
Yeah.
That's part of what this show is about. But yeah,
I love seeing good performances.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna sit here and hope you're bad.
Yeah. And of course, for who we still think Sun is, Leanne Rimes.
They did guess her.
They did guess Leanne Rimes. My father, shout out to my father.
They also guessed Grimes.
They did, which is wrong. But shout out to my father. He is still on the...
Oh no, they guessed Grimes for Jellyfish. Never mind.
Yeah. My father is still on the Miley Cyrus is Sun train.
Yeah.
And,
at Jackson's dad, I know you're listening to this. I'm sorry. I also just listened to Miley Cyrus's album, and it is great.
Like
this is not Miley Cyrus.
Don't call him out like that.
If this disqualifies me for visiting around Christmas, I understand.
It does not, of course. However, We will see. If it was Miley Cyrus, my dad is officially takes over the podcast. We're done.
Yeah, that's fair.
We are so.
I'll take that bet.
Think about that, big fella. Think about that before you make outrageous guesses. No, I'm kidding. Once again, I would love that. We sort of sat on that take at the beginning of the year,
I'm a big fan of
out.
Miley Cyrus. I'm a big fan of her voice. I just think that her voice is a lot grittier than Sun's. I think Sun's voice is very smooth.
I agree. I agree with that. So we've sort of talked about it, but let's sort of do it officially. What are our finale guesses? Who do we think is taking home the Masked Singer trophy?
Obviously, Sun. I think that second spot is a little bit up for grabs. It could go either way. I'll pose the question differently. What could either Mushroom or Crocodile do to overtake Sun? Nothing. There's nothing they can do.
Okay. Lauren says nothing. Is there a combination of...
Here's the combination is Sun would have to be horribly ill and decide to perform anyway and royally voice crack.
Sure.
And Crocodile or Mushroom would have to absolutely blow it out of the water.
Yeah.
I think actually what would have to happen is that Leanne Rimes would have to get into one of the other costumes and switch out for Sun to lose.
Interesting. That is a fair point. I think the only way, like I said, is if Sun somehow gets in her mind that she needs to do a performance, sort of like how Tori Kelly, I feel like, had it in her mind now, and it lets distract from the singing. Crocodile maybe does something like that, but obviously because of who we think he is, Nick Carter, he's a boy bander, he does it well, and he does it really well. I could see something potentially going wrong there.
Yeah.
It would take a lot, I think, for Mushroom to take it. Maybe if the squirrel is more incorporated from his costume, I would consider it.
If the squirrel sings,
maybe Mushroom wins. Besides that, we should put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if Sun decided to do something that was more poppy, more country, more mellow, sounded more like the music that she's released, I think that is where she could lose. If she does not give us a show-stopping power ballad type performance, she needs to do that.
She does.
That's what she needs.
She does.
And she absolutely has. I mean, crazy stuff would have to happen for her not to win, I think.
Yeah. Alrighty. I think that might be it for us.
I think so.
Masked Singer Season 4, Episode 10. Super 6 episode.
Sleep off my fury.
Huge. Yeah. That's typically is what people do with fury. Just bottle it up and sleep on it.
Yep.
But yes, once again, next week's episode might be a little bit shorter just because it is only a sing-along with a few extra clues. Merry Christmas to all. But if you have any questions for us, if you have any questions about the show, about our personal lives, about our favorite Christmas songs, about our favorite Christmas movies, about our favorite foods, whatever you want to know about us.
About Bill, the podcasting sloth.
Yes. Hit us up. We'll be doing a mailbag of sorts if we get enough questions. If not, I will come up with questions for us to discuss and pretend that you all submitted them.
And be like, wow.
Don't make me do that, please, and submit questions. Once again, whoisthatpod@gmail.com. You can email them to us. You can DM us on Instagram or Twitter.
We won't leave you undelivered like Ken Jeong did.
At whoisthatpod. That's right.
Before we came.
Who is that pod?
Yeah, at Who Is That Pod on Twitter and Instagram.
Or just comment it on one of our Instagram pictures. We're probably going to be doing a specific post devoted to it.
Yeah.
Anything else, my love?
Now I'm your
sayonara.
love. Okay.
Why are you doing this? What's going on? Why are you doing this?
I'm definitely not projecting.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
That's going to be it for us, folks.
Oh, I also did want to say, sorry, real quick. Like we said, we are going to be following, doing the show for The Masked Dancer as well, which starts on the 27th.
Yes.
We will probably, let's see. We'll be releasing an episode on the 11th.
Where are you going with this?
Question. If it premieres on the 27th, that's a Sunday. Are there episodes?
Okay.
Are those episodes going to just be on Sundays, or are they going to be in the Masked Singer spot?
That's a good question. I know one season The Masked Singer premiered on Super Bowl, so maybe this might be after a football game.
Yeah, we need to see what day they come out because we might have to adjust our release day if it's on Sunday.
Yeah, no, totally. Another thing about us is that we are going home for the holidays as of now. Once again, we are originally from North Carolina, living in LA right now. LA is putting some more restrictions on us, which shouldn't affect us going home, but we will see. But if that does happen, you might hear an episode of us with much lesser sound quality.
Yeah, like our first Masked Dancer episode might be a little janky.
Which is a bit disappointing, once again, because that's a first. But, of course, probably many of you will already be fans of us for this, so hopefully you can understand that it's going to be a little worse. I will do what I can on the editing side. However, once again, we unfortunately cannot bring all of our podcasting equipment home.
Especially
we might be able to bring...
we're probably not going to check bags.
Yes. We also might bring Bill the podcasting sloth home, see what he can do to help us. But besides that, probably no other equipment. But we will figure it out.
Screen.
We will... Yeah, just hold them in front of our mouths. But we will, of course, still be providing you with content. We'll find a way. We'll get it done. And we'll do it.
Yeah.
So... I think that's it for all of us.
Yeah.
I think
and also just speaking of that, Christmas is on a Friday.
Yeah.
That is going to end up being our week that we don't have an episode out.
Yeah.
And we probably will still do that first Masked Dancer episode to release the Friday after, even though it is on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
That's it.
Alrighty.
All right.
Thanks,
if
folks.
you made it this far, we love you. Thank you for listening.
Stay safe out there. On Who
Dat, the Masked Singer Podcast.